Hello, Taurus. Welcome to December of 2022, the grand finale of the year behind you. And it's going to be a month in which a lot of interesting things will develop in your work that are going to be very good for your prosperity around work and career, and even bettering your health, which is wonderful, how to nurture your health. You're also going to have a really nice glow up when it comes to getting back in touch with enjoyment, especially when it comes to groups of friends and hanging out with people and having fun again. And lastly, you also could experience some financial windfall and really lucky breaks, if not great gains from your career. And a little bit of one thing I want to say, if you are dealing with any legal situations as a Taurus that are been protracted or difficult, you're going to finalize those things in December to do with courts and legal matters that could finally let that part of your life go and move on from that. So let's get started and talk about some of the big stories here this month. Now, first of all, every time we have this time of year, right, it's kind of predictable, you end up with a pileup of planets like stellium energy in Capricorn. And that's because the sun and the moon and Mercury are always here at this time of year. And this is putting a focal point every year during December for every Taurus in an Earth trine flow from the ninth house to the house of your identity. So we're talking about Mercury moving out of Sagittarius, the house of bank loans and mortgages and finances that have to do with other people's money and inheritances, moving out of there, Mercury and Venus, where they've been in the month of November, and moving on December the 6th and the 10th in that order. Mercury on the 6th and December 10th for Venus into your ninth house. And, you know, Pluto's here already, been here since 2008, and there's going to be a pile up. This energy is going to be really good for you if you're trying to clear up legal matters. And so you can expect Mercury, especially on December 6th, to be favoring financially positive outcomes because Venus is following him on December the 10th regarding things to do with money and legal matters. And this looks really positive for the most part, especially because there's a new moon here later in the month as well, that could be on December 23rd. Healing anything to do with court and legal matters, maybe a final dispensation or legal judgments rendered in your favor, hopefully, because you have a sextile from Jupiter to the house of courts and legal matters during the month of December, as Jupiter is moving direct in the tail end of your 11th house of windfalls and pennies from heaven and good spirit. If you're an academically inclined person, a student or someone studying in an academic setting, this allows you to finish academically strong or to propel yourself through the month of December to academic success. And especially because Jupiter is sextiling from the 11th. Other years, this is not true. So Jupiter lends favors and blessings to you to power up academically, to power up regarding court and legal matters. And finally, if you are wanting to travel or plan a trip to a foreign shore, Jupiter would say, yeah, let's go for that. And let's bless you to do that. And with Mercury and Venus joining the fray in the house of foreign lands, December 6th to the end of the month, both planets will be here. You're looking at the chance to travel. If you don't actually take the trip during December, which is fine, you do have Mercury in the house of foreign lands until sometime in February. So again, you could take the trip that far out, or even just be planning the trip and getting everything settled in the month of December. I do want to say that if you have a father figure who can benefit you financially in any manner or any way, that's likely to be a part of the narrative, especially as the sun will eventually ingress as well into this part of your chart and joining the fray. And like when I mean benefit you financially, I mean, there's a lot of ways that that can happen. It could look like, you know, after December 21st, financial blessings from a father or father-like figure through just gifts, inheritances, or just support. Somehow saying, you know, do you need help financially? Let me step in and do that. A father-like figure in the ninth house, sun in its joy at the end of the month, can also look a lot like a judge or a person in power. So again, for some of you, maybe none of you, this makes sense, but for some of you Tauruses, this could be a really positive development, opening up a door of goodness for you financially through legal matters in the month of December, especially after the 21st, when we get the sun ingressing into Capricorn, as that is a big part of your narrative of success here. Now, let's keep moving. I'm looking at the back end of a chart and I had it all queued up. I have to laugh at that. And of course, now it's all unqueued. So give me a second while I move us back to you and away from the other signs that are Not you. Okay. So, okay, Taurus, like, back in the end of July, beginning of August, you had this huge energy called the big boom. I called it, as the North Node meets with Uranus every 15 years. And this time Mars was involved and resets your life. Not to mention, you're having eclipses through the house of you throughout all of 22 into halfway through 23. So if you've been feeling very intensely destabilized around identity, significant business partners, and relationships not looking good for you, feeling unstable, having to let go of love and having to let go of business alliances, and it's all very destabilizing, Taurus people, my empathy goes to you. But there is some good news in the month of December, which is why we're saying, hey, don't sweat the small stuff. Having Jupiter retrograding back into your 11th house, into this 28th degree in the month of November, but in November 23rd, moving direct, gives you a blessing here. And, Jupiter will spend most of December at a very potent 29th anaretic degree, which brings intensity of what? Windfalls, pennies from heaven, great enjoyment and excitement and fun in your friendship circles and groups of belonging, maybe even a chance for a great bonus points of career gain, like a massive gain in your finances from your career path. And you won't have Jupiter in a house of his joy for another 12 years. Now, he did tiptoe in there back in brain come online, like May, June, July of 2021. Then he was back there again the first 5 months or so of 22. And his is your last chance saloon, where he's been back in this part of your sky from October 28th to December 20th. But the good news in December is he's direct, he's moving forward. So he's bringing his blessings in visible ways to you. So no doubt about it, especially for you around December the 18th, look for the potential. I would give it a little leeway here. Let's go from December the 14th to the 20th of a windfall. Let's go from December the 14th to the 19th to the 18th. Okay. A windfall, because we got Ceres moving out of that part of the sky, the money luck house, games of chance, lucky money breaks. So some of you Tauruses will at least feel like you had a financial windfall. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Okay, windfalls. I'm going to write that down for you because I have to label these videos. So Taurus, I'm going to go windfalls. There's windfalls, money coming through in the middle of December for you. So that's Jupiter connected to Ceres in the house of money luck, and you are experiencing a potential windfall here. So financial money coming through, ka-ching, ka-ching, maybe aided by and abetted by an authority figure, or an inheritance, or money that your partner accrues, or feeling like you won in the game board of life regarding finances that are investments that you put money down on a crypto or altcoin, and somehow, even though the markets are down, you're going up. I don't know, something very juicy financially for you. You could also win in the game of bank loans and mortgages, and it might feel like a windfall because of some great deal you got or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that because it looks like, with Ceres on the 18th of the month of December, moving into the house of karmic and real life debt, you may be able to clear some debt. She hasn't been here since 2018, September, October, November, and now she's back again in the middle of the month on December 18th, and she'll be there till March 22nd, and then she'll be there again June 21st to September 15th. It's because of retrogradation. So you're getting this kind of whooshing energy around financial debt relief for sure for some of you Tauruses, sun, moon, but especially rising sign. Now, a second thing that I want to say about this month is that Jupiter on December the 21st is going to move into your 12th house. And this is very good for you to find your spiritual life, to connect to a guru, to touch down with spiritual truths, because at the same time that Jupiter moves into Aries in your 12th, he will be in a square to the pileup of planets in the house of God. If you don't travel to a foreign land or plan a trip to a foreign land, which is one way that this can happen, Jupiter in the 12th, for the last few days of December, from December 21st onward, then you're definitely looking at some up-leveling in your spirituality and maybe finding a spiritual teacher or having a spiritual breakthrough, going back to church, connecting with a spiritual guide, all of this good stuff. Now, chronologically, let's go back in time to December, the early part of December, and do a little bit of a chronological walkthrough so that I was just going for some highlights. Okay. Venus is the Lord of you. She's your boss. She's doing some really cool stuff this month. And we'll see as we go through the month where she's benefiting you the most. In the beginning of the month, December 1st to the 5th, you're going to experience a kind of Venus, Lord of you, opposing Mars in Gemini. This is a time where you could find yourself eliminating with great zeal and vigor some financial challenges. Like if you have to pay off a debt, ka-ching, ka-ching. If you have to change your food style, absolutely no problem. You've got this kind of superpowered intensity of desire meets action and decisions going on in your life in the first week of December, the 1st to the 5th. And certainly it could be really good for finalizing and a challenging situation financially and moving past it. Venus is a benefic, and when she's opposite Mars, she actually can be supportive of you making decisions and taking action regarding debt relief and financial relief. But it also can mean you quit a certain substance finally, that you've been like, oh, I love my wine, I love my vape or something. You just call it quits. And that's really powerful for a lot of Taurus people during the first 5 days of December. And Venus, Lord of your story, is making that happen for you. Finally, she's sextiling Saturn at the same time. Well, Saturn is the guy who brings things home to reality and makes them stick, and it makes them lasting values. And so yeah, this could be a healing of your visible reputation in the world as you relieve yourself of an addiction or a financial habit or a financial problem. And this could also look like somebody in a position of authority in a high space in the world, benefiting the whole narrative of debt clearing and addiction undoing, or changing your diet or your food style. On December the 8th to the 9th, the sun will be opposite that Mars. I mean, Venus started the thing and now the sun follows through. This could be simply meaning that a male or a person in authority helps you with that addictive pattern, habit, or issue, or there is something going through this part of your sky that could suggest inheritance money's coming through, or rewards financially showing up, maybe even from legal matters. Venus, the Lord of your story, squares Jupiter in Pisces during the same 8th, 9th timeframe of December. You might have a falling out or a conflict or some kind of kerfuffle with a friend in your social groups that is necessary, that you might have to cut bait and switch, or cut bait and run. Time to let go of that person, kind of like a death of a friendship. But don't worry, because Jupiter's involved. It always brings good silver linings at the end. Venus can mean it's a female friend, or it could be literally that you realize you have a deeper desire to move into a bit more healthy group of friends. And that will be around, as I said, December 8th and 9th. And then on December 12th to the 15th, the sun is sextiling Saturn in your 10th house of career and reputation from that 8th house. Well, it's that same sun squares Neptune. You're cutting out of your delusions about what your truest visions and hopes are for your life, while you also up level a notch in reputation and career. And if you are a student, this could be just up leveling your goals and your, the way you wish to appear or proceed as a student. But if you're in a career, then this is definitely looking like maybe even a financial bonus, an upgrade, a raise of some sort. December 12th to the 15th. There's that series moving on December 18th, which I mentioned earlier into the house of karmic debt and real life debt, but also the house of pets. And I'm not going to lie, if you have an aged elderly pet and you are a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, this pet may be on the way out sometime between December 18th and March the 22nd. And then if that's not true and you don't have a pet, because this goddess can also bring a sense of abundance, some of you Taurus people may accrue or get a new pet. And the beginning of that possibility starts after December the 18th. Finally, if you're leasing a place, this could be an end to your current lease, December 18th, the end of the month. You may be looking at the possibility of cutting away from a tenancy agreement, although this possibility of cutting out of a tenancy agreement or harvesting away from it is true until March 22nd, and then again, June 21st to September 15th. But the story begins in the month of December. I would say to you that you do have this full moon, which I forgot to mention, I'm pretty sure, on December the 7th at 16 degrees of Gemini in your money and earnings house. And because this moon is square Juno and conjunct Mars, it could mean something like a full moon is going to take into effect something that happened in the first 2 weeks of June 2022, because there was a new moon unfolding then. So what was going on in the first 2 weeks of June 2022 regarding debt, money, finances, earnings, and things you eat and ingest and maybe put in your mouth that are now coming to a real critical turning point on December 7th with Mars, very decisive action, decisive decision-making time for you around December 7th. Again, it can involve debt relief and financial stuff, but it's squaring Juno. So you need to break a contract or agreement, or you're going to go into conflict with a business partner or love partner regarding the money situation. So that's intense energy for Taurus is going on here around December the 7th, add 2 weeks, right? It could play out until the 21st or so of the month. I mean, Juno is connected to Neptune, and in your chart right now, there's a connection between the two of them. What delusions and illusions and fantasies that weren't true about a business or love partner, the spell is broken. You may be breaking free. It may involve money and finances or strong decisions that you need to voicing something with Mars firmly in those relationships to break away, break free, move on. But again, a lot of this is going to involve money, and it may also get a little bit more complicated as you engage things to do with debt, tenancy, and leases in the wake of this situation. Now, moving forward, there is the movement of Mercury in a trine to Uranus, December 17th and 18th, followed up by a flowing lucky trine by Venus on the 21st, 22nd, making the story around the 15th to the 25th of the month very exciting, very invigorating, very dramatic and unexpected developments involving the themes of Mercury, Venus, connected to things to do with Uranus. Let's make that English for you. It's an earth trine for one thing. So it's good for your finances, good for your health, good for your body, good for knowledge and wisdom that supports better health, breakthroughs for you as a Taurus sun, moon, but a more so rising. Court and legal matters benefiting you financially is very possible, or your wellness and well-being, because earth trines are about earth, health, and money. You could really be consolidating something here, but it's also very abrupt and sudden, exciting developments regarding trips to foreign lands that benefit you financially or in your health. And, there could be situations involving academic environment stuff that supports you, and you might sudden bright lights of excitement. Oh my God, I got an A++, or oh my God, I got the highest mark in the class, or oh my God, I'm going to travel to that foreign country and it's going to benefit my health. And it's so exciting and I can't wait to go. And this is December, as I said, 15th to the 23rd. Venus is like pleasure and love and money, and Mercury is news and information, and it's all very exciting, all very exciting. If you're a Taurus with a book publishing storyline, this is also really good for like, oh my God, it's a bestseller. I found the agent or accepted at my dream publishing house. This is exciting times. December the 24th to the 26th, that will be Mercury sextiling Neptune. And he will do that again December 31st and February the 5th. So this three-part story, because of his retrogradation, is important. It has something to do starting on December 24th to the 26th, Merry Christmas, with information or news or sales or contracts or agreements with publishers, academic environments, courts and legal matters, benefiting you in the house of financial great gains from your career, windfalls, and all of that. And Jupiter will still be there, hovering around that part of the storyline until December 20th, but then we'll have moved on and no longer be supporting you. But he may have paved the way for what looks like around Christmas time, some positive developments in your life around reputation gains and career stuff. But, on a very practical level, Mercury likes to travel. He's a patron of travelers. Venus is pleasure and women. And there could literally be a trip with a female or a trip with a friend or something like that that's really going to take off around Christmas time. Do you take it at Christmas? Maybe, but you may also like buy the tickets around Christmas. Finally, near the end of the month on the 28th and 29th, your Lord Venus will be in a complete perfect conjunction to Mercury, while at the same time she is sextiling Neptune. I think a lot of you just might end up around the end of the just before the end of the year going on a trip somewhere that's going to be very enjoyable. But if you don't go on a trip, you're going to do something very lovely financially, maybe benefiting you with marketing, merchandising, and selling something that involves international themes and foreign shores. And lastly, December 31st, Venus will conjunct Pluto, and that's just a freaking great thing for your wealth that happens every year. And this time it's happening at the end of the year on December 31st, a little ka-ching, ka-ching in the wealth house for you. You know, because it happens once a year, it's not like you get rich every time this happens, but around New Year's Eve, there's a kind of a juicy storm of goodness picking up some intensity regarding your capacity to generate some money from foreign lands and foreign shores, or to develop or have a deeply intimate relationship with somebody from a foreign land, foreign culture, foreign shore, ethnicity, or language. And possibly it could connect as well with the Capricorn new moon that happens on December 23rd, where you're having a new beginning and a fresh start with the goddess of healing Hygeia in your sky in Capricorn at 1 degree, where Cupido, the god of passion, is sitting, as well as Hygeia. So a passionate reset, new beginning will take 6 months until the summertime, you know, until June, July to fully reveal itself, but you're having a new beginning. So academically refreshing, foreign lands, foreign shores refreshing, new love with someone in a foreign land, new passion for something to do with international book publishing, foreign shores, foreign lands, opening up a gateway of goodness for you. I think that's it. Certainly if you're single, this Capricorn new moon conjunct Hygeia and Cupido can bring a new love story into your life that is highly invigorating, totally exciting, and may be connected to healing, like a real feeling of being like, you know, healed by being in this love relationship or this love story. And, you know, Ceres, the goddess of the harvest, will come back into your house of children and romance, March 22nd to June 21st. And it could be that what happens in this new moon then is fulfilled later on by Ceres as a abundant and fruitful new love story. All right, moving forward, we are done. Thank you for listening to the story of December 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and check out my Divine Timing Masterclass. You might want to jump in February if you're advanced beginner to intermediate astrology person. And, you know, I'm doing readings, but way less. But if you want a session with me, I'm already booked recording November 13th. I'm already booked out till sometime in January. I'm going to be cutting back my calendar and changing my rates and stuff. So if you want to get in on that, jump in. I have a Cosmic Moonrise newsletter. You get a discount code with a reading and you get a lot of contests and special things that nobody else gets for free readings every month. So you might want to jump into my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter. And at some point this month, my 2023 videos will be out for each sign, but there is a longer version that people can pay for. So check that out as well. Not sure when in December you're listening to this recording. All right. Ciao, ciao, ciao. I'm having frizzy hair today. Bye, guys.